morning.
Good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
Good morning, y'all.
Welcome to the Art Beauty Equilibrium podcast. This is September 29th. We on episode
35.
35.
Subscribers.
Today's topics. Shima, want to run that down for us right quick?
Happy Tuesday. We have AI today. Breonna Taylor. New news, new evidence, new videos, indictments, felony charges. Also, we have the dangers of social networking. So let's get into it. Happy Tuesday. The last Tuesday in September. We coming on October and soon to be end of 2020. What's up, y'all?
Yes, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
Yep.
It's free.
Good morning, Shonda. All right, let's get right into it. Let's
artificial
start off with
intelligence.
Good morning, Shonda.
AI.
AI.
So I had to even look this up because I really want to know. We hear that. What up, Ken? We hear that so much. And the implications of it are kind of serious. So I just looked it up, and it's pretty much teaching a computer how to make decisions autonomously by itself.
Right.
So that's what we're dealing with. So
right. Scary.
So we really dealing with that. What was that movie?
Jarvis.
Will Smith in it? Will Smith was in?
I
forgot.
can't remember, but
iRobot. We're
Yeah.
really about to get the iRobot thing cracking, y'all.
or if you remember Jarvis and Iron Man. You ever watched The Avengers or any of that?
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
chemical, whatever that
he really turned
orange
himself into a
energy,
human
that,
being.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
artificial intelligence. They could ask that thing anything.
So they said that, there's a few companies that were looking into AI, and pretty much they said it's going to be worth more money than Amazon, like 35 times more money than Amazon.
Start investing.
Yeah, so that's the whole point. Like, if you want
Yeah.
to make some bread, figure out
Yeah.
which companies you feel, confident in. And there's lots of information on there. I'm not an expert at all. I'm just looking
Right.
into it myself, but I'm trying to figure out how to make some money too, because pretty much anything that you're selling online or on your cell phone, they're all using artificial intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So
Yes.
there was a movie on Netflix called Social Dilemma.
Man, did you guys check that out? That was deep, bro.
And Social Dilemma is the using AI along with social networking.
Right.
So I wanted to just talk to everybody about, those moments you have when you
Got a call in.
no, we don't.
Oh.
I don't think so, no. Okay, so we want to talk about those moments. You mentioned something and your phone will just pick up on it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
in your feed.
You have a thought.
Yeah.
Like,
almost feel like
just an example, I was looking into home theater, like speakers and stuff for the house, and it was this particular brand that I was talking about, and the next thing I know, it was popping up on my social media, my emails.
We got that for you right here.
Like,
we know you need that
constantly.
Come on down here and get it.
Come.
In a minute, this is
know
gonna
you
start
want
talking
it.
to you.
Okay. I'm like, money, 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 money.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
No, it's crazy.
Man.
And it's even from things like that down to
Right.
something as simple as a Kit Kat. You might be like, man, I want some chocolate. All of a sudden, you got
That's deep, isn't it?
Kit Kat all on your feet. I'm gonna probably have it on my shit. Excuse me, right after we get off of here.
But
It's like that.
But when it comes to the social dilemma, we all watch it in here. I don't know
Right.
how much we was all paying attention, but what caught my eye was, excuse me, how they have a way to manipulate every moment, like like the dots to let you know that someone's replying.
Yeah.
Like that keeps you like, oh wait, they about to reply.
Anticipating.
Like, so you're anticipating what they're about to say.
Right.
And that keeps you on longer. Somebody that you following, they know, if you have a certain interest in people, so they're like, oh, such and such has posted a pic.
Right.
Like it's to, get you to be like, wait a minute, let me see.
They definitely know you. They have you down to a science. Even if you try to stay off of it, such and such birthdays today, or such and such just went live, such and such.
Yeah.
And it's funny because you really don't know how serious social media is affecting all of society until it's too late.
Yeah,
we won't really know how deep it is until it's too late.
They said a lot of young adults have been committing suicide.
Right. Yeah.
because
My kids I'm not even allowing them to have it. That's just my own thing. I'm even contemplating getting rid of it at some point because I'm starting to fall into some of the shit too.
You know,
really people think about that in terms of like their well-being. Do you think that they really care about what that means for them, or what how that makes them feel? They really care about that?
If they're thinking about it, I would. I know the people, the people I've talked to, a lot of people have reduced. Like, you know what, let me chill out.
Yeah.
On social
a lot
media.
Of people
let me not, put so much. Let me not.
Well, if you watch that movie, and I will place the link in the description to this video, please go check out that documentary. But it's pretty much the insiders. So the people that created these algorithms and this AI, they're the ones saying that, hey, we created something we shouldn't have did.
Yeah.
And they all left, right?
Yeah.
A lot of them
they
quit,
all
resigned.
walked away.
Yeah.
Because they saw what it was doing. And so the way it works is you just tell the program, keep people on their phone, no matter what. If they put their phone down, figure out a way to get them back on the phone. So the computer learns you. This system is learning your interests. It's learning what you double tap on. It's learning what you stop when you're scrolling. You know how you scrolling and you'll stop and you say, I like, even if you don't like that picture, they know that it gave you, cause for pause. So on those days where they'll say, okay, you know what? This person is not going to use their phone. This is like the lowest amount of time they spend on the phone. They're going to hit you with that suggestion or hit you with that notification that you can't resist.
Right.
And boom, you back on your phone. So in the video, as an example, they reference Kyrie Irving when he said that he thought the world was flat.
Oh, yeah.
And he said that shortly after a game, hey man, the world flat, they lying to us. He was a flat earther, and he said it's all because he got caught up in one of those rabbit holes.
And he specifically said a rabbit hole.
A rabbit hole.
Wow.
So,
further down.
And they said that, especially with conspiracy theorists, if you believe in one, they sending them all your way.
Right.
Because you're going to find something you like.
With all of them.
Oh, yeah. He probably got hit with all the facts that he thought he ever needed. You know what I mean? And he apologized later on because he realized, man, I sound crazy as hell.
Right.
So do you guys think that it's the programmers or is it actually the AI?
It's the
How
AI.
much influence does a programmer really have?
That's
on
the
what's
main
happening?
problem. But it's the AI that.
It's the AI.
Well, it's the human's intelligence and them making this, whatever this is, they're creating it. And after so many, it only takes a few little tricks or whatever, and before you know it, it's gonna run itself. You know what I'm saying? So now it's out of control.
Of course, human, error is always responsible,
Right.
And, I guess, when we were all getting into Facebook and Instagram, we didn't know how big the magnitude of this was going to be. I mean, because I remember, looking at Facebook years ago. My daddy was on Facebook before me, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what is this? So I finally got on, after MySpace, and I was just on there to check birthdays, and it got more interesting. Right. And then I remember someone, introducing me to Instagram, and I'm like, oh, this is dope.
Yeah, I remember Instagram too. When it first came out, it was more, everything's always regular at first. It was more centered around nice pictures of scenes and different things, and then it got real vain. With a lot of selfies and validation games.
Right. See, because I know Instagram, it was more, like I said, pictures and less. It was it was the opposite of Twitter,
right?
Because Twitter was words and everything.
Then we turned it into like a model thing,
right? And to Too Much Crutch's point, he said, "Devil's advocate. What's the difference between this and commercials that came on TV? Granted, it's now targeting your personal interest for marketing. It's a privacy issue, but it's marketing.
I mean, it's all marketing, commercials. It's all to gather your attention, to make you spend money.
Well, media in general,
and to distract you.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is that they've gone from a radio to a TV in your home to a TV in every room of the house till it's in your car to now it's the device that's on your hip. So to answer to go with the comment on what he's saying, it's all media though. Mainstream media, social media, however it go, the same media that we run across on our phones on social media, is a lot of times the same media we come across on Channel 7 News and this and that. So it's a way for them to keep controlling us all the way around and manipulating us. And now we went from, like, remember, you used to have one TV in the room. The whole family had to come in there.
Well,
And
You had
then-
a TV on.
I think too. I don't know if anybody's done this, but in growing up around this area in Los Angeles, they used to always have the marketing research groups where you would get paid. You get like $100 to go sit in a room, and they would ask you, how does this product look? How does this design look? That was called marketing research. That's something that companies had to ask human beings, had to ask other human beings, how do you feel about, this bottle of water or this brush or this hat? And you would give them information. Now you have artificial intelligence taking, 8,000 points of interest you have every day, analyzing it in an instant, and then analyzing you and figuring out exactly what they need to do it's going beyond just advertising, because now it's manipulation. It's manipulating your behavior.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I think
where's the
that's the
equality
difference.
in that? Because my thing is, does AI have like an ethics committee?
No.
Because
No.
how far can this go?
Well, that's what the documentary is about. It's about what you just asked. It's
Yeah.
about who controls the ethics
Yeah.
of
it's
this
very
powerful
invasive.
tool.
Yeah, it's very.
Because they did, in all fairness, and to Too Much Crutch's point, they it has a lot of upside and it has a lot of good that it does. They said they were able to like match up. How you might need bone marrow from actual
long
match
family
or
members and stuff. Yeah, so.
organs, things like that, family members. Exactly. It has its place.
Yeah, but you can't never have nothing that you want to use for evil terms without some good.
I mean,
Half truth and half lie is
I
powerful.
don't know
when
if
it comes to
people
misleading.
actually knew that or was playing. Well, I can't say. The initial was for it to be negative or for evil terms.
I mean, this don't seem good to me. We can't stay off the phone.
I mean, look.
Every 2 minutes we back on the damn phone.
I mean, yeah.
Every time we
Okay,
look
look.
up, we being notified of birth.
We can definitely.
AJ brought up a good point. She said,
You got depressed
says
souls out here.
You cannot let anything consume you. You must have willpower, period. Now that's a great point. But what this is doing, it's not like a broad message. So for the perfect example, if you watch the documentary, they said if you type in, and so how you go to Google and you start to type in a phrase and it'll autocomplete.
Right.
So if you type in climate control, okay, based on where you live and the vibe of your city, you'll get a different answer. It might say it's fake.
Right.
Global warming is fake, or global warming is real if you live over here, or global warming is a hoax.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a little bit beyond just willpower, because
You're not keeping it a buck.
yeah, exactly. It's
Keep it a buck no matter where we at.
see the reason you need ethics in this is because you have a human being that's driven by profit, and if all their concern is, hey, just keep them on the phone.
Right.
Yeah,
What we really need to do is stop looking at this phone as a reliable source of information. I mean, that's
And
it.
institutions have they have like a history of basically misrepresenting things and also underrepresenting groups.
Right.
So mainly some people are just going to fall to the wayside and not be represented or misrepresented in a way that's can be looked at as unethical anyway. So
That's right.
Right. Now going back to AJ's point, you said you must have willpower. You're right, but what G's pretty much explaining is, they're tackling that willpower because they're forcing it on you any given way. It's it's dealing with your dopamines, and it's a little harder to not be on your phone.
Now, what's the name of the documentary again, so people can?
You all right, man?
You all right? What's the name of the documentary?
Social dilemma.
Social dilemma.
We'll reference that.
Water went down the wrong hole.
We'll reference that. Okay.
Man down.
Man down. Man.
You need some milk.
God, wait.
Hey, we had a water
It's
bottle
above me
malfunction
now.
on set.
That might have been some gin. I think that might have been some gin. What y'all put in that water, man?
Oh man.
So look, they have one country. Here's how serious this is. How we know it's not just, a choice. One country on there within 6 months of them introducing cell phones, and the only app they could use was Facebook. It's kind of like a third world country. Very primitive, right, as far as technology is concerned.
Developing.
I'm sorry, not primitive. There you go. Please forgive me. I'm a barber.
Somebody
She got you. She got you.
A developing country. Within 6 months of them having Facebook, they had a civil war.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because it all. Have you noticed how divided we are as people?
Yes.
That's
It
because of
probably was
AI.
instigating on there.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
That's what it does, because especially during election time.
Yeah.
Have you noticed how you could ask two groups of people about the same thing, they see it two different ways.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And they're not even willing to hear your opinion.
Nah. They got all this stuff that back up what they saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got
They got artificial intelligence backing up their
hasn't
argument.
that always been the case though?
Yeah,
You know?
it pretty much has. But what I'm noticing too, like even with when you talk about artificial intelligence and
Damn, boy, you got water. Oh,
my bad, man, that's gin. When you say it affects like who we even associate with, like what do you mean when you say that? Like
what I mean is, okay, so if you are going down one of these rabbit holes, and keep in mind that AI is just designed to keep Lynden on his phone, right?
Yeah.
So it knows you better than you know yourself. So
Right.
it's gonna hit you with that slight article to make you open it up, and it's gonna tell you about something controversial. Then
Right.
you're gonna read it, and then you know how to start. You'll start just seeing more and more of that in your feed. So eventually, it's gonna trigger upon some group that you don't get along with, or some group that you don't hate, or somebody that's presenting a threat to you. That's what drives us as human beings. We all want to be safe. We all want to be prosperous.
Right.
We want to find a mate. You know what I mean? So if it's going to drive and tug on those fears and emotions to keep you locked in on that
Yeah.
screen, how many
Right.
times have you been doing something on social media and your battery hit 5%? You're like, man, I gotta
and you
find
start
I gotta
Mess
find a
around and leave your
plug.
phone.
You know what it's
We
like?
like junkies. You like, I gotta find a plug.
Well,
I gotta
that's
plug this
because
thing
of
in.
all the
I'm on 5%.
the chemicals that get released from
Yeah.
all of the validation and the things that comes in that. It's like getting high.
Yeah.
It's hard to
It
stay
is.
off the phone if we high all the time when we own that mother.
And it's dopamine being released.
Yeah.
Even with the video games and artificial intelligence.
It's like when your blunt get down to the roach and you ain't got no more trees.
That's a
Nigga,
good
I gotta
analogy.
Get to the dispensary, nigga.
That's a good analogy.
Or when your liquor cabinet getting low.
No, it's a good analogy.
What?
So
You gotta get some drink.
that's a good analogy, man.
No, for
I
real. Or when a
guess.
smoker is down to his
Damn
last
that
square.
rabbit hole. I feel you too much, Crutch.
When
Yeah.
a smoker get down to his last square.
And I
Man.
and like let's not lose focus of this. We're just saying this because we want everybody to be aware
Right.
that you are playing against a machine that is capable of making trillions of decisions and notes about you, like
Yeah.
in a second. So
It's
you
on
know,
it. And
it's not fair. And
Right.
and just pay attention to the ads that's in your feed. Pay attention to, like, one of the suggestions they made is don't go with videos that they suggest you watch on YouTube, because that's the algorithm learning you. And if you really want to be a free thinker, you need to see everything. And they said follow people even if you don't agree with all of their statements, so that you could just see both sides of the story.
Right.
Just do
Right.
basic things like that, because it's here to stay. Nobody's realistically gonna shut down their Instagram account or
No one's
Twitter
not.
or anything.
Yeah, right.
It's here to stay. So the best thing we could do is try
Is-
to adapt.
Right.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And with that,
We're
let's
moving
move on.
along. Moving right along.
Breonna Taylor.
Breonna Taylor update.
Ooh, so we got some new footage.
Yeah.
What was that, a body cam?
Yeah. So, like, I don't know how many times we talked about this, but the information trickles out intentionally.
Yeah. Right.
So here we are. We get hit with this new information, and isn't the
And
first
they could have done this a long
isn't
time
the
ago.
first debate tonight?
It is.
Yes.
It's like, so-
in Ohio.
So once again, here we are. Now we find out that officers were on the scene that responded, and they were wearing cameras. You know what I mean? And this new information is coming out that just makes you feel like, man, Okay, now I'm getting like, it's like insult to injury. You know, it's like we got to do better from the rooter to the tutor. Like if we want this to change, everybody got to like, you know, restructure how this thing is handled and how these police
I don't even
operate.
I'm so tired of it. It's like, because you know what? I don't know if I'm more upset at what's happening to our people or the way they even go or the way they go about like telling us. And I don't know what I'm more irritated with right now. I feel like I'm more irritated with, I'm sorry about what happened to her and I'm sorry for her family. That's bothering me. But now I'm also upset at the way the information always gets trickled out to us, like so slowly, you know what I mean? To where it's like, I don't even know how to really feel about the situation. Are you going to let us know something a year from now that makes this whole story like just, you know, I can't explain what I'm trying to say. My mind is all over the place right now, but it's just annoying.
So here's a key. I don't know if you've watched, but one of the things that they said went into the decision was the corroboration of the officer's account that they did announce themselves. Everybody heard that. There was one witness in particular who lived upstairs from the apartment where the search warrant was served, who said, I heard them say it's the cops,
police.
right? Now,
Right.
I'm about to play you a clip because thanks to the good people at Vice News, they uncovered a lot of this information. But
Shout out to Vice.
take a listen to this. This is the interview of, I don't know if I'm saying his name right.
Crutch is in Ohio. He said it's crazy there. That's where the debate is. Just
Oh, yeah.
to cut you off. Go ahead.
Thanks.
So just listen to this. This is the first interview. So the shooting took place on March 13th, right?
Right.
This interview is from the public integrity unit, who anytime there's a police officer involved shooting, they come in, they deal with the police, they deal with the public, they conduct the interviews. This is the first time the witness who said he heard them say that they were police officers. It's the first time he was interviewed within a week.
I'm throwing it. Okay.
What is this? I don't mean to cut you off, I'm sorry. Is this before the shooting or after the shooting?
They were before the shooting.
Okay.
Yes.
Did you ever hear anyone identify themselves as police?
No, nobody identified themselves.
Now that's the first interview. He clearly says nobody identified himself.
Right.
2 months later is when another sergeant called and they identified him and said, oh yeah, they said it's the cops.
Same guy?
Same guy.
Yeah, I mean, he got that phone call.
But that's what I'm saying. And that's the one person in the whole complex.
Yeah, he got that phone call.
that
Don't
backs
your
up
mama
what they
stay
said.
over there on, don't your mama live over there? You know, that call in the middle of the night, don't your mama stay over there on 7?
Like, yeah, you might want to cooperate because you might
And,
be, yeah.
and I'll post that link in the description. And also, I'm not going to play the video because it's pretty graphic. But if you go to the description, you can look at the video. So pretty much the officers that arrived there in her apartment to kind of like secure the scene and wait for this public integrity unit to arrive. They're in an apartment, and one of the officers that was involved in the raid, he walks into the apartment, which is against their own protocol. You know, and this is their protocol. Officer involved shooting, they're supposed to be separate. They're not supposed to have access to the scene because you can. Not saying this is what they did, but if you have access to a scene, you could potentially get your story together, you know?
Of course.
So he's in there with a flashlight and he asked the officer, hey man, are these shells ours? You know, something to that effect. Do y'all see a gun?
I was just about to say that.
Do y'all see a gun? And
Yeah.
the guy tells him, hey, you might want to back out of here, the other officer, until the private and public integrity unit arrives. You know, and he's wearing the camera. So it's kind of like, okay, so he backs out of there. So that just shows that they're not, you know, and it's just too much, man. It's like you're the one person, and I'm not saying that means that it didn't go down the way that one side said it did or didn't, but it does say y'all not following your own protocol for sure.
Correct.
That's fact.
Correct.
And it also says that you're breaking, you know,
Right.
tradition and y'all not even letting it be known publicly. And if all this information was there, this happened how long ago? We sitting here.
Back in
it's
April?
October,
This is
basically.
March. Shit, it's like what,
April, March, I think.
like 7, 9 months.
Yeah, it's
a long time, bro.
And what Ken said, he said it's not their job to inform you. That is correct. And that's why the law is the law. And unfortunately,
Ken.
the way that the facts and the information has to be presented even to the grand jury puts the public in, you know, like that's like a transparency issue, but we're not privy to what goes on, you know? So
Right.
that's just the facts, you know?
Yeah, and that's, you know,
Sometimes I feel like they release information, you know, slowly just to manipulate our feelings on it. Like you figure if we don't have the whole story, we may feel more sorry for an individual opposed to later on they try to come with some stuff to make you like hater. Like didn't they come out with some stuff later that tried to shedded a little negativity on the whole situation when they tried to say she was still, you know, Breonna Taylor, she was still fooling around
Right.
with her.
Oftentimes they do
You
that.
know,
they
they
always
always
try to
want to
discredit the victim.
Yeah, but it
Oftentimes
seemed like
they
they
do
do it. Like we just found out that the cops didn't get their due judgment, you know,
Right.
just the other day. So we all bent out of shape about that. Then it's like, I wonder, are they gonna try to hit us with something about it later? Like, oh, you know, she used to be a murderer or something, and blah blah blah. Like, why did you or release some footage? You know what I'm saying? It just seems like
That's
they're
'cause
manipulating us the whole
You
way.
can always discredit somebody that's not here to defend themselves.
Right.
exactly.
That's the key. It's like at the end of the day, somebody's life was lost, and
But I just feel like every time they release new information, it plays on our emotion.
definitely,
You know what I'm saying?
definitely, because like you
It
have,
has potential to affect how you feel about the situation.
exactly. No, I agree with
You know what I'm
you're
saying? We want y'all to feel this way going into the election. So let's release
Exactly.
this footage to make you feel like that.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I can't explain it thoroughly, but
And then I will also post this in the description. 5 of the 7 officers in 2018, they have footage of them serving a warrant for, they had complaints that somebody was growing marijuana, and it was a black family. They served a warrant. The black family had nothing to do with any marijuana sales at all. Nobody was growing weed. They had children there, several minors. It was a mother and a father. 5 of these officers, they tear down the door with a battering ram. I mean, you know, they pull assault rifles on the minors, and that's an ongoing lawsuit right now.
Well, China just said, but come to find out, the AG Daniel misrepresenting the info to the grand jury. So now grand jurors are filing emergency motions. Wow. So
Yeah, they should. I mean, it's just so much.
wow.
Can you imagine like how they feel if you find this out later and you just decided to not press charges, and then you find out all this information?
right.
Yeah, I don't blame them at all. And I hope with this information that this at least opens up the book to let all the facts out there. Like, do you know it's no proof that her boyfriend even shot an officer?
Yeah.
They said the
Yeah.
ballistic test was inconclusive. The FBI conducted their own ballistic tests, and those results haven't been released yet as of today's date. So what are we talking about?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like the whole premise for not pressing charges is gone. But we like you said, I don't know if this is, being rolled out with an agenda in mind. Probably definitely is. So
Everything seems to have an agenda, dog.
So it's like you gotta be strong,
Very strong.
mentally tough, mentally fortified, because our attention is the number one commodity right now.
Mm-hmm.
Our attention, what you choose to invest time and money in, what you choose to entertain yourself with, what you choose to study and consume. Because a lot of people, when they think about their health, it's just food, it's exercise. It's not necessarily that mental health, and that's what's being attacked right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
be sure what you consume. Hard eye roll. I feel you. Okay? We must stand for something or fall for it every time.
Exactly. That's a good word.
We don't need it. Yeah, exactly.
We closed on some downer stuff.
It's all right.
I mean, it's good. We always happy, y'all. It's just, man, that's crazy.
Honorable mention though before we get off.
Oh,
I just want to say to all the Clipper fans, look, y'all gotta be silencio. All right, don't say nothing. I'm trying so hard to be humble right now. When y'all come into this shop, please just shut up. Don't say nothing. Just come in here, get your hair cut.
Hey, look, we're gonna extend
Or
the show.
go
We
home.
live on minutes
Or
for
we're
y'all.
gonna hit you with one of these.
Go
Hey,
home.
man,
What?
Go at it,
Bro,
man.
what are you
Hey,
talking about,
let 'em
man?
have
Nah,
it,
man, I'm saying that y'all was so on y'all soapbox, and we let it slide for so
Yeah.
long. And
You
now,
know who we talking about.
oh
you know.
yeah, just come get your hair cut.
Just come get your hair cut. Be humble.
I'm not even gonna say nothing to you.
I tried to even throw y'all a bone. Y'all couldn't even take that, bro. Like
I'm gonna leave y'all alone.
I will never give y'all another bone ever, bro.
We in the
You know,
finals.
I was trying to keep it all LA, but forget it. It's just nothing but Lakers, bro.
Clipper fans really can't talk until they win a championship now.
They're gonna figure out some reason to talk. They do
Yeah.
it all the time.
All them banners
You
and
can't
everything.
do it after this one.
Listen,
All
This
them
was the
banners
last
is out.
straw.
No.
Take all them banners down, bro.
here's one thing for sure.
I even believed in them.
Clipper fans
They was looking
don't rely.
solid.
Hey
They
man, we're gonna
do
put them
not-
banners at the YMCA.
Hey, what's the order of the LA teams? What they say?
I
Lakers,
forgot.
UCLA, Westchester, Comets,
Westchester, homie. What?
Taft,
Yeah. Westchester's better than the Clippers. What?
Junior Lakers.
Hey man, the El Camino have a basketball team.
Yes.
Yeah, that's so
Yes.
funny.
Oh
Nah,
my
but
God.
still come get your hair cut. Still come get your hair done. There's no hard feelings.
The cats in the backyard,
just don't say
then
anything.
the Clippers.
Just be humble.
All right, y'all.
We're gonna end it like that.
See y'all
Be
Don't
later.
humble.
forget to like, subscribe, share.
It is
free 99, bro.
That's
All
right.
right, man.
All right.
Man, I'm hungry. I need some
I'm
food.
home. Now I ain't ate yet.
We can turn the cloud. Kick it up.